From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
Oh, God.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No! I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're gonna need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. As you may have heard of the program, I had a call from a guy who was all upset. He was all upset when I talked about using and abusing women. Made him angry. This a 48-year-old male who happened to slip into the conversation that he's married to a 25-year-old Colombian wife. Not that I haven't had chicks that young. Of course I have. Yes, I have. And I thought it was fascinating. Yes, that's right, Dean. His first wife cheated on him. So the way he got his revenge was in that passive-aggressive manner of combing the earth, looking for someone young enough to be his daughter. By the way, that I won't deny that that's one of the reasons I enjoy it so much. I've been with women my age. I've had bad experiences. Yes, I have, because I'm a guy, and most of us have. But now that I've got money, power, and fame, the way I get back at those women is I look for women who are, shall we say, younger and hotter. And that's what that guy was doing. He was looking for someone younger and hotter than the wife who cheated on him. He didn't have the balls to leave her right away when she cheated on him. He tolerated it, stayed for years, but then he ultimately showed his anger by going out and marrying somebody who was about half his age. Probably was half his age when they got married. And it's pretty outrageous. How dare I talk about using and abusing women? And then he also mentioned to me, by the way, he said to me, and he was all upset that I told guys, don't tell women if you've had a vasectomy. I'm not talking about not telling your wife you've had a vasectomy. I'm talking about not telling just every broad you date. I mean, women have no problem telling you nothing about their desire to have you become their sperm donor when you date them. They have no problem, as you probably know, trying to find some way to get you to knock them up so you can pay the bill. They got no problem with that. None. Why wouldn't you hide the fact that you've had a vasectomy? If a woman would have sex with you thinking that you might knock her up, it's like check and checkmate. Perfect. Perfect. I've got no problem with that. I mean, the fact is that it's war out there, men. It's war. Use or be used. Abuse or be abused. Take advantage of somebody or be taken advantage of. That is what it's all about. Now, I am not telling you to do this to your wife. You've been married 25 years and suddenly become a jerk. What I'm saying is, if you're like the guys who listen to this show who are looking to get laid, you're out there, you're unmarried, you're unattached, you're not looking for commitment, these are the tools that will help you get what you want, to be a complete jerk. Yes, use and abuse. And let me make it really clear. Wait, there's a plane overhead. I hear it. It's our new state-of-the-art studio, and I can hear a plane flying over the studio. Yeah. But the bottom line here, boys, is that it is war out there, and if you want to get what you need, which is to get laid and expend some of that built-up testosterone on a regular basis, you have got to be a jerk. When I say abuse, I'm not saying to physically abuse anybody. I'm not saying to hit them or kill them or threaten to kill. No, that's not what I'm talking about. People who do that belong in prison and should stay there for the rest of their lives, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care if they're male or female. Anybody who commits violent acts like that belongs in prison. Done. Okay? That's where I'm coming from. So let me make that very clear. For you morons out there, you may use the word abuse, and then you say, you're telling young men to hit women. No, I'm not. Quite the contrary. I'm telling them not to hit anybody, men or women. However, being unreliable, undependable, basically underhanded and dishonest, no problem with that. You do what you got to do. Use them and abuse them. Pump them and dump them. Hit them and quit them. Why do people get angry when I say that? I mean, this is what you got to do. Those who do that get laid the most. It's that simple. Why do you have a problem with this? Doesn't that make sense?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
That's the gentle way of telling someone they've gotten fat. Oh, I'm worried about your health, honey. Baloney. You're worried about having to look at that person naked.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Joe on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tom.
Yes.
I'd just like to say that I kind of agree and disagree with what you've been saying about the so-called abuse and love them and leave them type thing. We can only expect to get the same thing back to us if we keep on doing that, and it kind of makes it bad for everybody. But in the other sense, though, if that's happening in one way, it should probably happen back the other way as well.
It's already happening, and it's not changing. So you have to live in the world we live in rather than the world we'd like to live in.
Well, it's true, but, I mean, somebody has to take the high road unless we just want it to become all-out war where nobody wins.
Well, it's not a matter of whether everybody wins or everybody loses. It's a matter of whether I get what I need.
Well, it's true. You do have to get what you need out of every relationship or situation or what have you.
Right.
But eventually you're going to shoot yourself on the foot.
How?
It's not any fun when you do that.
How?
Well, when you get taken by somebody else. So, I mean, sometimes it happens in marriage, yes, or it just happens.
Well, the point is, I've walked away from marriage. I'm done.
Sure.
So I can't get shot in the foot in marriage anymore because I'm done.
Well, I suppose you can get shot in the foot in many other ways too.
How?
Well, if somebody's not forthcoming and about like diseases.
I don't care. Oh, by the way, I use condoms, and I don't care if people are seeing other people.
Well, not everything is going to be foolproof in that sense.
What do you mean foolproof? I don't care. I don't care.
Well, like the condoms or other types of...
Well, nothing is foolproof. You know what? I could step off a curb and get hit by a metro bus. That can happen. So what?
I don't disagree.
I'm going to leave the house anyway.
Yes. But, it's like one of those things, like an eye for an eye, tooth for the tooth. Where does it end up? Somebody...
That's not my problem.
It's
not my problem.
Well, eventually it becomes somebody else's problem.
All right, well, then, you know what? The people, you know who gets hurt? The people who don't step up and fight back in this war. They're the ones who get stepped on.
And that's what I agree
Because
with.
Every Poindexter and every guy who's a nice guy and brings flowers and does what he's supposed to do gets driven over with a Mack truck. As women are trying to get to guys like me who treat them like crap.
And that's the exact reason I agree with you that you have to stand up for yourself.
Right.
in some way, somehow, some shape, some form.
I mean, I love the guys calling in, telling you how terrible I am, how wrong I am. These are going to be the victims.
Exactly.
They don't understand. They are going to be the victims. So the sooner you get on board with me, the sooner you're out there using and abusing, the better your life's going to be, and the less likely it is that you're going to get run over.
Well, I agree with you in that because I've been listening for a while now. I used to listen before, but picked back up on you, and I've been married for 10 years, and after this, I started to grow more of a spine and stand up for myself about a variety of reasons, whether it's money or love or respect I expect out of everything, and I've just been able to get more out of what I have.
Good for you, Joe. Glad to hear it. Marie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hi.
Hi. I have a question. I need a man's point of view. I've been with my so-called fiance boyfriend for about 10.5 years.
He's not a fiancé, dear.
Okay, boyfriend.
You know what fiancés do? You know the definition of fiancé?
Yeah, they give you rings and...
They get married.
Yeah, okay.
See, and he's not marrying
I
you.
I have 2 children with him.
Why'd you do that?
Because I love him, of course.
Yeah, but you could have waited till he married you, and then when you found out he wouldn't marry you, then you wouldn't have made this horrible mistake you've made.
Yeah.
You see?
But my question is why are men not prevalent to asking? I mean, if you've been with...
We don't want to be married.
Is that what it is?
There's no benefit to us.
No benefit.
What would he get from marrying you?
That he doesn't already have, is what you mean?
Right.
Oh, so this thing about, oh, well, it's just a piece of paper and everybody that I know that's gotten married have gotten divorced, that's all just a sham?
No, it's not. He's right about that.
Uh-huh.
Because he already has everything he would get anyway.
Right.
He's exactly right.
Hmm.
I mean, what's the incentive for him to get married?
Well, it would be something between a bond.
How much more of a bond can you have? You've been together with him 10 years. You got 2 kids. How much more bonded can you be?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not in it for the ring, or he always says I'm like the handful of women out there. There's only a handful of women like me out there. I'm not...
Well, we have to say that.
Well...
we have to say that. I don't mean to insult you, dear, but we have to say that.
Oh, okay, so that's just a man's...
We have to say
mentality.
that. And how would you feel about it if he said, you know what, you're like every girl I ever dated?
Oh, really?
He can't say that. So he has to say what he said to you.
So basically then, his mind is not even set on getting down on a knee or whatever and doing the romantic.
No, forget it. Just stop waiting for that. What do you think like on Valentine's Day it's going to happen, and then on Christmas Day it's going to happen, and then on New Year's it's going to happen, and on your anniversary it's going to happen?
But I love it when he gets, kind of tipsy, drunk, and he says, well, we should just go to Vegas and get married.
Well, how come you never took him up on it?
Well, because I have 2 children. What am I going to do with them? Take them to Vegas?
No.
I don't do that. So, it doesn't...
He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't have to get married.
So basically he has it all, so he doesn't... It's not even...
And you gave it to him on a silver platter.
Have I given him too much, or what?
Oh, dear, the point is, you did it already.
Oh.
You did it.
And that's how, all men pretty much think is...
Dear, had you done what I recommend, which is not to live with him,
right,
not to have kids with him,
to
date him and date others so there's some competition.
Well, he has basically, Tom, that's been my only first love, my first, everything.
Yeah, well, I always tell you not to get involved with your first everything. To get some experience under your belt, to date a few guys.
He's worried about that, though.
Worried about what?
He's worried that when I get older, because I'm 27.
He should be worried about it.
Oh. That I'll,
Yes.
I'll get this thing where I...
Yeah, you're going to wonder what you missed out on. And by the way, that's exactly what happens.
Oh. Not thinking like that, though, but not right now. I'm not thinking like that.
But it does. You're not 30 yet, dear.
But what is it when your 10-year relationship and you go to get food for your boyfriend, okay, boyfriend, and you see him at a bar and he's with another girl, but he says that he's with this other girl just because it's just nothing.
And what do you think?
Well, I got really upset, but it was to the point where I was ladylike. I didn't blow up and beat the girl up or anything. I just left it as it was. But
what do you think it is?
I thought it was what I saw it was.
Well, so you see, dear, you're unpeeling like an onion here, because as this conversation goes on, first you start off with, oh, it's wonderful, he's the love of your life, he's this, he's that. Now we find out he won't marry you. He's out at bars with another woman, maybe more than one, maybe more often than you know. In fact, I'd be willing to bet on it. He also got involved with you too young. Didn't have enough experience. And this is what you get.
Oh, shame on me then.
Well, are you a new listener?
I am. Yes.
I talk about this all the time.
Oh, I haven't heard you. He listens to you all the time.
By the way, why do I know so much about it? Because I got married at 18.
Oh.
And divorced at 21.
Oh, I had my first child at 21, man.
No, you shouldn't have done that.
I know. Well, now I know that, but it's not a regretful thing.
Well, you have to say that, because otherwise it sounds like you don't like your kids.
No.
So you have to say that, even if it isn't true. Right?
Right.
You have to say, oh, I don't regret doing it. You have to say that, even if it's not true. Right?
Right.
Okay. And it may not be true.
Oh, well, that part of having my children, that's true.
Well, you say that now until you end up, when he leaves you for the woman at the bar, then you're alone with your children. And we'll see what a good idea you think it was then.
Yeah, that's something, that's been wearing me down.
I'll bet it has. So, you see, now you're giving me all the reasons why he wouldn't marry you. So you know them.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yes, you're right. I do know all the reasons why now. Because I pretty much have given him all that is expected. Much
Gave
more.
him everything that we supposedly only get from marriage.
Exactly.
Well, but it's not true anymore. So for a man, all it is taking on a big financial risk.
Wow.
Because if the marriage doesn't work out, he has to pay you.
Oh.
And when there are kids involved, they probably have to pay you forever.
I
So,
didn't know such materialistic
dear,
thing
what do you
would-
think marriage is all about?
It's all about sacredism, I thought.
It's about what?
I thought it was all about once you love someone, you commit yourself to that person and that person.
Why do you need a contract?
Oh, I don't need a contract.
Sanctified by the state of California to do that.
No, I don't. I just wanted it. I just wanted the personal response of him to do that.
Why?
You know, I don't know.
I mean, what would you get by being married that you don't get? And I'm going to tell you what it is. Money if it doesn't work out. That's what it's like getting life insurance. It's money for you.
Oh, that's it then.
That's what you get.
But
I
I
mean,
don't really
you
need
supposedly love him.
Yes.
You live with him.
Uh-huh.
You have children with him.
Yes.
You have sex with him.
Yes.
What else is he going to get in marriage that he doesn't get now? A big bill at the end of it when it doesn't work out.
Oh, that's true.
So I would stop waiting for the ring to come on Christmas and New Year's and Valentine's Day. It ain't coming.
Okay.
It is not going to come.
Exactly right.
All right.
Wishful thinking.
Get off the speakerphone, dear.
Oh, I'm not.
Sounds crappy.
Oh.
Pick up the
Okay,
phone.
how's that? Is that better?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, dear, you still didn't pick it up. You're just talking into the speakerphone. Pick up the phone.
Oh, I'm on the phone. I'm just in the house.
Okay. Because it's muting out, and it sounds like a speakerphone now.
Oh.
And we know what a speakerphone sounds like, and I think you're still on it.
No, I'm not on a speakerphone. I was in the house.
Why is your phone muting out every time the kid cries in the background? Because you're on the speakerphone.
No, I wasn't on a speakerphone.
You're still
now
muted.
I'm outside.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Hello?
advice, and I will take your advice.
What advice was that? What advice are you going to take?
To not wishful think.
Not just wishful thinking, dear. He's at bars with another woman.
And then what am I supposed to do? I mean...
Oh, do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, dear, the reality is right there in front of your face.
Right.
If you choose not to pay attention to it, then fine. But one day, you're going to have to deal with the truth, and it's out there. What was that a movie or a TV show where they said the truth is out there? Was that Art Bell? Who said that? Truth is out there. It's out there.
Yeah, right in my face.
He's in bars with other women. He won't marry you. Does he ever come home late?
He did for a while there, and he just
until you caught him at a bar with another woman.
Yeah, in the broad daylight.
Then he went on the DL for a while.
Uh-huh.
But it'll start happening again. What's he doing for lunch every day at work?
He says he eats at lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Who is this woman?
She is a sister-in-law to one of his buddies at work.
At work?
Yeah.
Which means she comes into work once in a while.
Probably, yeah.
I wonder who he's eating lunch with.
Not me, that's for sure.
He takes a ride in the pink Cadillac at lunchtime.
Probably.
He eats the pink taco.
Yeah, okay.
Right? What do you think? Hang on a second. Hey, Kelly, what do you want to say to Marie?
I am in Arizona, and she needs to grow a spine, get a job, and get rid of him because he's worthless. He's never going to marry you. He's never going to make your life what you could make it on your own. And your kids, when they get older, will look at you and say,
all right. No, gee, I'm sorry. She can't hear you. I'm sorry about that, Kelly.
That's okay.
All right. We wanted to get that in.
What'd she say?
Well, she's just trying to tell you that you're not paying attention, that you're not. It's right there in front of you. We're all saying the same thing, Marie.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to deal with the reality that there he is down at work with the sister-in-law of a buddy at work?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did he meet her?
Well, he used to take his buddy home from work, and for a couple of months, and he decided he wanted to go out drinking because they got off early from work one day, and the guy, his buddy, said he couldn't go out because his wife said absolutely not. And the sister-in-law said, oh, well, I'll go out with you. So he said, oh, okay. So they went to this bar.
Right.
And
what time of day was this?
It was early in the afternoon.
Early in the afternoon?
Yeah, very early where he was.
At a bar?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
now you have to ask me why he won't marry you. Can you see why he won't marry you now?
Yeah, now I can.
That he will not marry you.
That
is not going to happen.
Huh?
He's not going to romantically surprise you and take you anywhere or whisk you away or, sweep you off your feet. It's not going to happen.
No, it won't. Now that I know, it struck me in the face, so.
So now what will you do?
I don't know. Now I guess I'm just going to have to talk to him when he gets home tonight from work.
And what are you going to say to him?
That we need to discuss the old situation.
And what do you want to have happen knowing that he won't marry you? What's plan B?
I don't know.
And you realize you either have to tolerate the way it is now or get out.
Oh. Well, it's
those are the two choices.
Get out with.
Well, then you just have to tolerate the way it is, I guess.
I guess so.
And that means if he wants to go see somebody else's sister-in-law at lunchtime, go to bars in the afternoon, then you're going to have to live with it.
Yeah, foolish me, huh?
Okay, well, you see, I hope all the other 21-year-olds, 17-year-olds, whatever, are listening to this conversation. This is why I tell them not to get involved with a high school sweetheart, not to move in with anybody, not to get married, certainly not before age 25.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Not to have children with anybody until you're married at least 5 years. Wouldn't all of those rules have made sense for you?
Oh, yeah. Those would have just came into plan.
And
Those
so
would have been a perfect blueprint.
that works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it would have been a perfect blueprint.
Because you would have smoked him out, you see.
Yeah.
If you told him, I'm not moving in with you until we have a ring,
Yeah.
You might have a ring. Now, by the way, as a guy, I would still tell him, don't give her the ring, just move on. But most guys would probably pump out the ring.
Yeah.
You see? And if you told him you're not having children until you're married at least 5 years, he'd either get married or he would move on, and then you could move on with your life and not have now children to worry about and living alone to worry about and all that other stuff now that you're worried about.
Yeah, you are right. You make perfect logical sense.
So I'm not trying to spank you here on the air, dear. I'm trying to point out to the other people out there, the young people who want to do what you did. He's the only one I ever loved. He's the love of my life. We went to the prom together. So what?
Yeah.
Right?
You're dead on.
That's all I wanted to hear, dear.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
How does a woman know when a guy's looking for more than just tail? You know, like looking for more relationships.
Well,
What is a sign?
sometimes he calls you before 11 p.m. That'll be one sign.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. And this hour I'm talking about the fact that at least one listener, and there's probably a lot more than just him, upset about the fact that I say to use and abuse women. We got no problem with it. It's war out there, boys. It's Matt on the Tom Leykis Show.
How are you?
Great.
Hey, Tom. I'm a new listener, first-time caller. I just moved to Arizona about 3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
I've been listening to your show ever since I got here. My friend turned me on to you. But my whole life, I've been the nice guy, you know, the one all the girls complain to. Oh, my boyfriend, he's such a jerk, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it, Tom.
So you've been the gay friend.
I've been the gay friend.
Not that there's anything wrong with being gay,
It's like...
except you're not gay.
It's true, Tom, and I can't get anyone to put out for me just because they're like, oh, but you're just my friend.
That's right. Yeah, by the way, note the language is very telling. It's very important. Please note they use the phrase, you're just a friend. They've just demeaned you.
It does, Tom.
They didn't say, this is better than having sex. You're my friend. They said, you're just a friend.
Oh,
That tells you how they see you.
dang. You know, and I don't know, Tom, like, if you can't, and like, I've talked to girls like, you know, I'm just going to start being a jerk because that's who gets the chicks. They're like, no, Matt, you stay sweet. And, you know, if you can't beat them, Tom, you got to join them.
You got to be a jerk like the rest of us. Because guess what? We're the competition.
It's true, Tom.
Not only that, we're getting your chicks.
And it hurts, Tom.
Well, then if you want to start getting chicks too, you got to be like us.
Well, give me some tips, Tom. I mean, I've listened to your show, and
Right.
I've read your Leykis 101. And
Step one, very important. Whatever your instincts tell you to do the exact opposite.
okay,
If your instincts tell you to open a car door, don't.
okay,
If your instincts tell you to buy flowers, don't.
got it.
If your instincts tell you to take you to an expensive meal, don't. Get the idea?
Yeah.
If your instincts tell you that this girl is in trouble and she needs someone to listen to her, don't listen to her.
Okay.
Never listen to a girl telling you her problems, because then you become the gay friend. That's
Okay.
what gay friends are for.
Just be shoulders to lean on.
Never be a shoulder to lean on. How many times have you gone from being the shoulder to lean on to being the one she wants to ride like a pony?
Not even once.
Not even once. That's right. I don't want to ruin our beautiful friendship.
If I had $1 every time I heard that, Tom.
You are such a good friend to me. What would happen? It would ruin a good thing. I love talking to you. They will always do that. Always. There is only a rare exception to that rule.
What's the exception?
Every once in a while, somebody gets drunk, or it's New Year's Eve, and they're feeling very low self-esteem. Ever see When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know how that movie, the two were just friends?
Uh-huh.
And then one time, suddenly, what was it, New Year's Eve, and they had sex?
Yeah.
Right. After 10 years?
Yeah, it's not worth waiting around 10
That's
years.
what I'm talking about. Don't be waiting for the exceptions to the rule. Be the rule. The guy who acts like a jerk gets laid. You want to be the guy she tells her gay friend about, not the gay friend. I can't believe the way he treated me. He never calls me. You want to be that guy.
Okay.
Remember all the things she complained about in men?
Uh-huh.
How many of them has she had sex with?
About all of them.
Right. So try to make a mental list of all the things these guys did to your female friends,
Uh-huh.
and do those things to other females.
Okay.
As distasteful as you may find them. What are some of the things? Can you remember any of them?
Like not calling,
Right.
not being a gentleman at all, and
Right.
making them pay for stuff, and
Have you made the connection that these are the guys they have sex with?
yeah, I made the connection, Tom, and that's why I was so glad to find your show.
And you, the one who listens, the one who cares, the one who takes her calls at any hour of the day and night, she would never think of sleeping with.
Tom, you're right on the money. I get calls like the randomest times, late at night, crying, "Oh, this just happened," and blah blah blah.
He just had sex with me, and then he just dumped me out of the car in the middle of nowhere, and you're the only one I can turn to. Hey, but you ought to be dumping them off in the middle of nowhere.
It's gonna. I don't know, Tom. It's gonna take some practice, I'm sure.
I'm just telling you, think back. Think back to the list of awful things these guys did to the women who talked to you.
Repeat.
Do those things.
It's that simple, huh, Tom?
I'm telling you, you're going to be amazed how simple it is.
All right, Tom. I'm going to be calling you later, and I'm going to give you an update.
I hope you will.
All right, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom.
Really?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Anytime I see a woman driving like a Beamer, isn't it natural? Don't you just say, I wonder who paid for that?
Yeah, that's true.
You don't say to yourself, well, there's a successful woman. She's probably in real estate. You say, my God, look at that bimbo. Who paid for that car?
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Julie. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
How's it going?
Great.
Wait.
Julie apparently hasn't figured out how talk radio works. Calls in, asks how I'm doing. I say great, and then she stops for some unknown reason.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you.
How's it going?
You already asked me that.
I know. I'm calling because I just moved here from Colorado.
Yeah.
And I live in Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
And I just started listening to your show probably a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And at first I found it entertaining.
Right.
That's basically all you can do with your show is find it entertaining.
See.
Taking advice from you, probably not. Probably just for entertainment value.
Well, the advice is for guys. This is a guy's show.
Yeah, but even for guys, it's kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't, if all you want to do as a guy is get what you want from a woman as opposed to have a meaningful relationship, then you would take your advice.
Well, don't kid yourself, dear. That's what most guys want.
What?
To get laid.
Well, I suppose some. Well,
Most.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
So I tell guys how to do that.
Now, what about yesterday? What was the point about the guy show thing about yesterday about 9/11?
Dear, every once in a while we break the mold and do something a little different, but generally I recommend to guys how to get laid. And the way to get laid is to treat women like crap.
Interesting.
It works. Think of all the guys who treated you like crap, who you had sex with.
I actually didn't have sex with people who treated me like crap, but I know women who do.
Most do. It's a numbers game, dear.
So there is a difference between hoes and women who are...
Right, and most guys are looking for hoes, for God's sake. Sluts. Not women like you, please.
The Tom Leykis Show.